Wow. That's a crazy setup, man. So, this is the Star brackets Yamaha Bolt. It's a 950 twin. Ooh. And the lovely people at Bayside Yamaha have just said, hey, go for a drive, buddy. Go nuts. We're really relaxed about insurance here, so go ballistic. He basically said, you just take that bike, you just take it for a nice friendly drive. 15 minutes, whatever you need, just go for a decent ride. Sweet, it's like peak hour here in the Redlands. Alrighty. As a comparison to the Kawasaki W800 and the Triumph Bonneville, instantly I'm realizing that the suspension travel in the back, oh wow, the suspension in the back is really quite, wow, it's quite stiff compared to the other bikes. Apparently there's a more luxurious model. Apparently there's a more luxurious model with different rear suspension setup, a bit more cushy. But yeah, that's one thing, just those little back streets there, I just realised they're a little bit rougher than the other bikes were. But the riding position on this one, where the bars themselves actually feel in a more comfortable position than the other two bikes, so that's very nice. The clutch is so light. That's the lightest clutch. It's like it's not even there. It's awesome. It's not vibrating too badly. I can notice it more than say than I did on the Triumph, but it's actually not vibrating too badly at all. When you open the throttle, yeah, pretty nice torque. All right. Left lane. It feels like it's revving really low. This is really nice. And just yeah, I've heard that with more the reading that I was doing, it's basically that it's a direct competitor to the Harley 883 Iron, and as far as the comparison goes, it's basically as comfortable, handles a little bit better than the Harley. Power values are arguable, like the Yamaha says that it's 10% more powerful and has 10% more torque, but the actual dyno tests that have been run say that it's actually a little bit less powerful. Mean looking bike though, I like the back tyre and it's nice and big. Yeah, I can't get over how low this bike's revving. It's really good. So you don't feel like you have to push it at all. Gearbox is clunky to some degree, but it is brand new. I wouldn't be surprised if once they change the oil it settles down a bit. The Triumph that I rode has 350 odd Ks on the clock, I think. Yeah, and the brake and gear shift position on this is really comfortable. I really like that configuration with it, and the pegs are a lot more forward than the other two bikes as well. It feels like it's actually, you're sort of more relaxed on this bike than on the other two bikes. So yeah, I'm quite liking this actually. I think it's a pretty cool bike. The vibration is noticeable, but it's not annoying. Let me see how she goes on the old U-turn in a second. Sounds nice. Let's see how she U-turns. Alright, first gear. Woohoo! Ooh, there's the foot peg. Plenty of torque. One thing I've realised is there's no tacho, which is kind of like, you don't need one, who cares? the lights, like the indicator light, like put the indicator on and you can hardly see that light flashing in the sunlight. I wouldn't want to rely on it. I'd just be pushing the button again to cancel if I was unsure. And it feels like a big bike. It feels like I'm reaching quite a way to the bars, but rather than being like super upright with your arms stretched way out like I felt like I was on the Triumph, I actually feel like nice and loungy on this, and the seat feels good. It's like a nice molded shape. I like it. That clutch is so easy to ride. I like the clutch on this better than on both the Triumph and the Kawasaki. I like that clutch a lot. A good point. The headwind here riding back east is really strong. The headwind is like blowing my body around, but the bike feels so stable. The other bikes, one of the first things that I noticed was that you get blown around like crazy. You get this blustery, like, and it makes the bike snake about. And this is really, this is solid. It's really nice. I believe it's fuel injected. The takeoff is so good. More about that clutch. The Triumph felt like the clutch had stages of engagement. Like you'd let go a little bit and it would just go, like it'd catch and you'd start to move. You let it out a little bit more and it would just catch more and then like take off a bit faster. Whereas this feels completely smooth, and the Kawasaki as well felt completely smooth. Yeah, this feels really nice. Got a nice slow roll there, 9 k's an hour. Oh, neutral. Something to get used to. Yeah, when you're down at the really, really low revs, it does feel like it hunts a little bit for you. Like, it feels like the throttle, I mean, the throttle itself is touchy, and just that more solid, the more solid rear suspension, which as you can hear from my voice is pretty yeah, that's pretty significant. I think as you're going over suspension, those bumps, the suspension's sort of making you twist the throttle a bit, and it's kind of making the bike a little bit jumpy. So maybe I shouldn't be in as high a gear as I'm in, or maybe it's the bike. Maybe it's just an issue of riding it. Like, now I'm in third. That's fine. Going up the hill, of course. I had a beat on the bike for a little while, 10 minutes or so. Yeah, see, there's that hunting again. So that's in third. Fourth, really, really low revs. Yeah, it felt better. It sort of feels like it wants to accelerate the whole time. Oh, and the brakes. You've got to be heavy on those brakes. Good bike though. I'm a fan. I'm scared to do U-turns. That's a story for another time. Neutral, yep. Okay, well that's one thing that I've definitely learned about this bike. You've got to be pretty ferocious with your changing into second gear, or you're going to hit neutral. I'm loving these mirrors. It's really easy to see what's behind and in the lane beside you. It's so easy to see. So I'm nearly back at the shop. In summary, it's comfortable, good position, good foot peg position, The levers for the gear and brake are in a nice position as well. Mirrors are great, controls are easy to use. Dash is hard to see other than the speedo. Things I don't like, the throttling seems pretty weird. I don't know if that's a fuel injection thing and you can get that remapped and it's better for traffic riding, but I imagine at a higher speed in like a cruisy twisty situation, like riding out in the outskirts of Brisbane somewhere, it would be nice. But just for here in the suburbs, it's oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm in third, that's like real low revs, and it pulls so nicely. That 950cc of torquey goodness, that's really good. Anyway, I imagine that throttle thing could get quite annoying, but apart from that, this is a nice bike. I'd say that it's got pretty good character. Out of the bikes that I've ridden so far, I don't know, Kawasaki versus Triumph versus Star. The Kawasaki was just a cool bike. Like, I know it vibrated and it felt shaky in the wind and stuff, but it's the one that grabbed me the most as like a cool bike. I think this one's probably the best bike. It feels good. I don't know, there was just something about that Kawasaki that I was just like, wow, I like this Kawasaki. Having said that, this is an awesome bike. I like it a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching.